I'm Dr. Loretta. I'm 67 years old and I've been a dermatologist for over 40 years, spending the last 30 or so formulating skincare for professionals only. In 2018, we launched the Dr. Loretta skincare line, and our goal there is to really bring skincare that addresses real world damage and real world challenges out to a broad population. And what I mean by this is that I'm a real proponent of what's called the skin exposome. And that's a theory that says that about 80% of all of the changes that we see as our skin ages aren't due to chronologic aging or genetic tendencies, but instead they're due to the external aggressors in our real world environment that our skin gets exposed to 24/7. And in fact, after I've done tens of thousands of total body exams, I can tell you that it's the skin that we take the most care of. The skin on our faces, neck, and hands that looks decades and decades older than skin on covered areas like our lower backs by the time that we're in our 60s or so. So our Dr. Loretta line is really formulated to protect our skin from the four aggressors that I've determined do the most damage. These are pollution, light, climate, and irritants. And we're going to sort of start by introducing you to one of our products that you may have heard of, and that's our Dr. Loretta Tightening Eye Gel. That is a way to protect our skin from those aggressors so that we can both correct changes and prevent future damage to our skin. And let's talk about how we approach each of those real world aggressors. First, when it comes to pollution, we're using the very strongest antioxidant that exists. It's called lipochromin, and it was actually originally synthesized for medical use only. Not only is this going to give you the strongest of all antioxidant protection, it's also the only antioxidant that gives you full spectrum free radical protection, so that it protects you not only from oxygen free radicals, but also from nitrogen and carbon free radicals that, for instance, we're seeing more and more of from greenhouse emissions. Next, let's talk about light. I am sort of an expert in understanding the effects of light on our skin. Way back in 1975, I was fortunate enough to work up at Harvard to be one of the first investigators on the effects of UVA on human skin. And I got to work hand in hand with Dr. Fitzpatrick as he devised the Fitzpatrick skin type classification. We use an ingredient called Chromabright, which is a fade ingredient that protects skin cells from all of the solar spectrum, not only UVA, UVB, but it also helps to protect damage from the HEV blue light. Next, let's talk about irritating ingredients. And we are sure to leave out irritating ingredients, not just as the actives, but the inactives. After formulating for about 30 years, I have such firsthand knowledge of the kinds of effects we can see from inadvertent exposure to potentially irritating ingredients. And next, let's talk about climate. In these days of COVID, we're all in so much more climate-controlled environments that just suck moisture right out of our skin. So in our tightening eye gel, we have very hydrating peptides that also help to firm our skin. You may also be familiar with a couple of our other skincare products, including our Gentle Hydrating Cleanser, which Allure has said is one of the best cleansers of all time. Let's look at how we address pollution in that product. There we use a marine algae, which is actually capable of absorbing pollution particles that are up to 30 times smaller than our pores before they ever get into the living layers of our skin, where we dermatologists now say that pollution probably contributes more to age spots than even the sun does. Another one of our popular products is our Urban Antioxidant Sunscreen, which has been named by both Town & Country and Esquire magazine as the best sunscreen. And this has got the HEV blue light protection from Indian ginseng, along with UVA, UVB protection. And here again, we use the strongest of all antioxidants, the lipochromin. We're very grateful for the organic mentions that we've gotten, whether it's from Alexa Chung, Huda Katan, Emily Redikowski. We are very blessed that many models and influencers have picked up on our products for their own personal use. As far as awards go, we were honored to be chosen at just our second year in business to win an Allure Best of Beauty Award for our tightening eye gel. We've gotten very nice exposure in the media with now we're at 500 and counting mentions in both online and printed media. And this is the combination since we've launched of my expert opinion and also product placement that was just organic. We are grateful that in the short time we've been in business, we have quadrupled our revenues since launch. And our executive team is made up of myself and two of my four amazing children. Our CEO is my oldest of four children, Gina, who comes to us after a successful term as a Wall Street lawyer. And our youngest daughter, Liza, is our director of sales and education. Again, we really believe that when you have the expertise of decades of dermatologic experience, practice, and research, combined with very hand-chosen active and inactive ingredients, and a very unique approach to being sure that we address the real world aggressors that are aging our skin, you are going to really be introduced to the idea of transformative skincare. And I believe that expert skincare can transform not only the appearance of our skin, but our whole sense of self-confidence and self-image. And that's really what Dr. Loretta is all about.
Hello, and welcome back. Oh my gosh, my lady. I actually was just putting together an Instagram post and posting you about how inspiring it is to have families who build together. Thank you so much for being here. How are you all?
Terrific. So happy to be here.
I know, and I have your product box right here in my lap. And it
Great.
has all of your gorgeous products, and I've been using your face wash.
Oh, wonderful.
I know, it's been very exciting. So I want to hear, obviously, Dr. Loretta, you have such an incredible background. Obviously, Liza, I mean, you're the dream team. Dr. Loretta, can we hear more about your background specifically and dive into that a little bit more and how you guys use your superpowers to come together and really build this brand?
Sure. So basically, I was super fortunate. In 1975, I had just finished my first year of medical school in New York City, and I took a summer job in the labs at Harvard, in the dermatology labs. And my first day, they gave me a little box and said, "We need you to go out on the lawn to see, just come back. You're going to have a needle. I need you to take numbers down." And what it was I got to be one of the first people to see how much UVA actually reached the surface of the earth. And then I was one of the very first investigators in the world to study the effects of the sun's UVA on human skin. So in the 70s, we didn't have any UVA protective sunscreen. So that sort of turned me honestly into a mad scientist. The chairman at Harvard was Dr. Fitzpatrick. And while we were at a skin cancer clinic, he said, "You know what, Loretta, I've just come up with this idea. Why don't you just interview every patient who walks in and just write this down? If their skin always burns and never tans, let's make that a number one," and go on and on. And so I did that and then worked on the UVA for my that one summer, 1975. I went back in 1978 and 1977 and did more work studying actually how things that we apply to our skin penetrate in and really affect us. So so then
you're a legend. I can only imagine what this was like growing up in your house. But just out of curiosity, I mean, what is the must-have product from the Dr. Loretta line that every retailer and consumer should have?
Okay, remembering that we only have 11 products because we don't want to make a dizzying array. I have to say that I feel every one is so important, but to sort of really sort of relate to what our viewers may be seeing, what we did include was our gentle hydrating cleanser. And I think that cleansers are very important, first for the benefits they can give you and for what they don't have. So of course it's sulfate-free, paraben-free, no hormone disruptors, anything like that. But when you put it on, what it has in it is a marine algae that's going to absorb pollution particles that are 30 times smaller than our pores. So I want you to put it on, leave it on a couple of minutes so that you can get that absorption of all the bad stuff. When you wash it off, I think you're going to really love the way that your skin feels. And I'm a makeup junkie. I don't know if you can see how much eye makeup I wear. I want you to wash your eyelids with it. I want you to really detox. We don't do enough really to our eyelid skin. And so that's sort of like the ground, ground zero. Also our intense replenishing, which was in the New York Times yesterday, is another great product to really restore sort of that barrier effect. And in the times of COVID, it's just this great serum that replenishes moisture.
That's awesome. And then you mentioned you have 11 products. Do you have any upcoming products that we can get excited about that you're able to share?
Yes. Did you say upcoming products?
Yes.
Yeah. So very soon, our tightening eye gel won the Allure Best of Beauty for Best Eye Product. We are soon going to be coming out during Q1 with a tightening detox mask. That's going to be amazing and really protect your skin from all of the external aggressors that age us. One thing I didn't mention to you is that I've been making products for professionals only for nearly 30 years. And my real mission now is to bring my knowledge, my insights, my self-confidence in aging to a very broad population. And this tightening detox mask is phenomenal, whether it's that it hydrates you up, that it protects you from pollution, that it protects you from screen light with peptides. I think you're going to love it. As you're scrolling on Instagram, as we all do these days, you're going to have that protection on your face.
I mean, these are just stunning products. Like I have them in my hand and as you're talking through them, I'm playing around. I'm like, I got to stay focused, but I really want to play with the products. They're so gorgeous to even have on your counter. Like I like looking at them. You did such a phenomenal job. Where's the best place we can find these? I mean, where are they currently distributed?
Definitely go to drloretta.com because we try to really give a lot of information and resources. Please follow us on Instagram, both at Dr. Loretta and at Dr. Loretta Durham, where I do a lot of videos about, my whole vantage point about the beauty of aging and how we can really age beautifully and confidently.
And then on your Instagram, when we're following you, if we write you and we need tips and we want guidance, can we like write you on Instagram and you'll respond?
100%.
Yes. Amazing.
Yes, you can write her personal Instagram at Dr. Loretta, Dr. Loretta Derm, or if you write to the at Dr. Loretta account, you'll get me.
Sweet.
So
you
always have access
friends,
to the
by the way, Liza, I'm imagining all of them were always lined up to talk to your mom about how to, how to get their beauty on. Unfortunately, by the way, unfortunately, we are out of time, which makes me really sad. But thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
My Florida ladies, as a fellow Floridian, I'm gonna have to pay you a visit. But thank you for being here. Stay online. Everyone who's listening, get in touch with the Dr. Loretta team. Find out which products will meet your needs.